Hey beauties, good afternoon to you beautiful people. So I saw an article that a friend of mine posted, and immediately I felt a sort of a heart-wrenching feeling, a feeling of the emotion of compassion and empathy came over me, because I said, my goodness, the proprietors, the workers, and even those who would support the business, the customers, would have faced a very gigantic loss. So it is a floating bar in the Oterius region. The cost, I suppose, to set up everything was USD1 million. So that is like an approximately, we're gonna roll it up to the nearest whole. That is approximately 160 million Jamaican dollars. Yeah, 160 million Jamaican dollars. And I said to myself, instantly I felt an unction that came over me that said, we need to value people. We need to put God first, above everyone and above everything, and people second. That is exactly what the first commandment, part A and part B, has said. That we revere, that we honor, we respect, we obey the Lord our God, put no other gods above him. And that we love our, and the second part is that we love our neighbor and treat our neighbor the very same way we love and treat ourselves. I wanted to listen to the treat, because some people may not necessarily love themselves, but they still want people to treat them with honor, with love and respect in the right way. 1 million US dollars went down the drain. Murphy's Law life, God himself is a respect of no person. They visit anyone. Tragedy will affect the humble and the proud, the evil and the good. It doesn't matter who you are, but there is a difference when you begin to value and honor God. Secondly, when you begin to value and honor people. And I'm not saying the proprietors did not. I'm not saying that. The reality is that, as the saying goes, a wise man built his house upon the sand. When the rains came, the house went tumbling down. The wise man built his house upon the rock. When the rains came, the house stood strong. So sometimes when they have these things, sometimes they have to also, encompass, weather conditions, because anything can happen. When you have things that are on the seas, you have to think a little further down the road. I'm saying, I don't know, I'm not in the business, I'm just saying that was the thing that just came to my mind. But additionally, and also treating the workers with respect and honor, because you don't want their tears to go up to God to say that they're not being paid well and not being treated well. And I'm not saying that is what the company did, because again, Murphy's Law visit the humble, Murphy's Law visit the proud, Murphy's Law visit the evil, Murphy's Law visit the good. But it tells a story that we need to value people. Value people. Somebody was telling me of a lady some years ago. She had 4 million Canadian dollars. By Jamaican standard, she would have been considered somebody to be wealthy by Jamaican standard in terms of our dollar. And sickness took every red cent from her. All the $4 million and probably more. Sickness. One of the things that I realize in life, people, listen to me, people, in terms of their character and personalities, they're not indispensable, yes, and they're not irreplaceable. So they're irreplaceable. Yes, I'm trying to make sure I have the right meaning in my mind same time. They're irreplaceable, and they should be like indispensable in a sense. I can tell you from personal experience, I had somebody who we had a good camaraderie. I wouldn't say it's a good bosom buddy or friend, but we had good camaraderie. A good seed was sown. Yes, teeth and tongue met at times, but good camaraderie. It was after it took me 2 years to get over the death of the individual. And when I say hardly, where you're now at a more solemn place, not solemn, a more sort of I don't even want sedentary, more calm place and easy. And when you see people in the stead of the person, you realize, if it was that individual would have done this, that individual would have done that. I would not have faced this if it was that individual. And then you said, my God, I see why it is important. It is imperative. It is paramount to put you first and others second. It is key because people are irreplaceable. They should be like indispensable. You will not get the same. No two same persons or two people who execute in a similar way will bring that kind of vibrancy, tenacity, joy, bliss to the company, to us, to an event, to a sport, to whatever it may be. When we look at Usain Bolt, you see other people doing well, but you see what he had accomplished is not just the fact that he had broken records and accomplished something that many will only dream of. It was his personality, his character that he brought there, that brought that life to the sporting arena. I don't think people understand that it was his energy, his personality that brought that life, that vibrancy, that prowess, that skill and ability and agility to the game. So it's not just his athletic abilities, his sprinting abilities. It was who he was and is. Fantastic man, blessed man, wonderful man that his parents and other people are so proud of, including me. I'm a genuine fan. I've been a fan from he was in World Juniors, you know, just a few years younger than me. But yeah, I've been a fan and still will be. But it tells a story that people should be irreplaceable and should be indispensable. Am I saying to wallow or to, welcome mediocrity? No, I'm not. I would never say that. That is far from the truth, far from the East, as the East is from the West. But there are some things that you have to value in people who are loyal, devoted, and have certain characteristics, that they're not filled with guile and not filled with malice. They're not evil. Their intent towards you, they're not evil. Value people. Because look at that. $1 million went down the drain like that. That was it. The lady's 4 million Canadian dollars went down the drain like that. Because I'm not sure if somebody had said she had eventually just died. It didn't serve a purpose. There are many people like that I know spend millions of dollars in trying to get well, and they never got well. They just continue to get worse and deteriorate until they died. Value people. Value people, because they're irreplaceable. They're almost, like you would say, indispensable. And no two individuals, even if they're executing the same sort of a thing, can execute it exactly how the other is doing it. There is something about as I said, the character, the personality, even the little idiosyncrasies of that human being. Don't value things. Don't say, heavenly car, I come before you today. Treat your things with, you have to treat them good. You don't take a car and ride a car up into a light post and say, all right, I'm going to slam into a wall to show that I don't value my car. That's ridiculous. You're being stupid and putting yourself in unnecessary debt that you don't need to. You don't go on your knees and say, heavenly house, I love you. No. You obviously clean your house. You take care of your house. Things that need to be repaired, you repair them if you're able to, and so on. But you don't treat it as though and treat somebody bad. You treat your house good and treat people bad. It doesn't work like that. God will and shall hold you accountable. You don't treat your car good and treat people bad. You don't treat your gadgets and your shoes and your clothes and your jewelry and your perfumes and all these wonderful things good and treat people bad and expect that blessings will follow you. You're going to wither away. You're going to rise and then you just wither away like mist, like dust, as though you never existed, and your name will be forgotten and you will not be remembered. Value people. Do not value things you treat. Obviously, you know what I mean. You be a good steward of your things, but you're even greater steward with people. You're even a greater steward with people. My heart goes out to the proprietors of that floating boat. Certainly, because I don't know if it's something that's fairly recent. When I say fairly recent, I don't think it has been around for years upon years upon years. And just went down the drain. $160 million Jamaican, $1 million US. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.